Hey, how's it going, everybody? A little late on a Saturday afternoon, but Rexy and I are here as usual, and we are 5150. How's it going, Rex?
Okay, basically, I just start off with like, yes, I am your little snarky little co-host. So I have to always basically
And
say that every time. So
yeah, but the thing is that it's so much more fun doing it with you. And I mean, as I said, this is a fun show. We're doing this for fun. If it stops being fun, we'll stop doing it. And so far I've had a blast. There's approximately 300 people each week that watch us, which is fucking way more than I
I'm
ever
like
thought.
wondering who those people are.
Well, I hope. Well, I don't care who they. Bless you, haters, whoever it is. It doesn't matter. You're giving us the little oomph to keep going, and hopefully, what they're doing is they're recording it, and sharing it, and saying, "Did you see what that bitch said?"
That's right. That's right.
And that's
right.
the thing.
I said it. That's right.
Oh, I did. I fucking said a lot, and the thing is like I keep saying, sue me, bitch. Call my lawyer. You got his contact information. But anyway, all right. So we're going to start off our show, of course, where we always started, as is tradition. We're going to slam a little Metallica out there. Okay, so what shall we start with? Shall we start with the Hetfield stuff, or shall we start with the How Gay Is Lars stuff?
Nah, we'll just flip a coin.
Yeah, so we'll do the lighthearted stuff. Okay, so this week, the Hetfield children, Marcella and Castor, and you can see Castor cut his hair, so he looks like a little boy again. And you can't see all the tattoos on Marcella, but she's just coated in them. Anyway, they went with their mom, Francesca, to the Argentina versus England soccer game. And again, as I'm going to point out here, folks, Callie is nowhere to be found. So we've got these two kids who are showing up for their mom, and Callie visually has not been seen by photographs since 2022 when her son was born, that they haven't announced yet. So anyway, they looks like they had a good time, and Francesca's not even going by Hetfield anymore. She's going by Tomasi.
Okay.
Well, usually when women divorce, they hang on to their last name because all their kids are named the last name, right? But she's gone back to her maiden name. So I'm like, that's a huge thing. Like, I mean, because she was known as Mrs. Hetfield for 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
sometimes
good for her.
Keep it. Like Pat Benatar kept hers because of basically the name of her.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, when you marry somebody and you're famous, you don't want to change your name. But I mean, Francesca was known as Francesca Hetfield, and now she's known as Francesca Tomasi again, which is her maiden name. And I mean, I have nothing but respect for her for doing that because she's not trying to hang on to anything. Well, she's not trying to stay connected to this guy, and she tried even after they split, she was trying to help him, and now she's like, all right, you know what, I'm fucking done, and I got a lot of respect for that. So. I'm not have any respect for her lying about her kids, but that's another ball of wax. Okay, so moving on from there, so looks like they had a good time. Argentina won, so she's obviously a good luck charm. So right on, there you go. I like her better than Adriana. That's all I have to say. So, and so do a lot of other people. Holy fuck, do they ever go after Adriana on the fucking social media?
Well, you don't get a lot of respect when basically people think you're a gold digger. And that's unfortunately a stigma for a lot of women who go after rock stars. They think they're
I mean, you look at someone like Pearl Aday, or her dad's Meatloaf, but Pearl Aday, Alicia Taylor, who was Alicia Dove originally, which is Corey Taylor's wife, and she came in as a third wife too. And these people probably could look that way, but these are women that have their own careers, and I mean, if anything, they saved these guys. They, especially Corey Taylor. Alicia's like, I can't say enough good things about her. Like, and she has helped him with a lot of his mental health issues. So, right. Being in Slipknot, all you have to do is read the lyrics and it's just like there's somebody in pain there. So, okay, so then we move on to, of course, everybody, I want you to take a good look at this again. This is the picture, and Rexy and I both agree that if this is Lars Ulrich, I don't believe it is, Rexy's still on the fence. This person has had reconstructive surgery on their face. That jawbone is it's reconstructive surgery. And so, again, we'll do a comparison. I'm just doing this for everybody because this week I was contacted by a couple of fans. As you can see, again, that's what Lars looks like, as well as here. And again, see, like if we're talking about the chin, like look, like he's got no chin there, but he's got a chin here, right? So anyway, the point being is that I was contacted by a couple of fans this week, and they said, yeah, I went to a 72 season show. I paid to meet the band, and Lars came out, and I said, that's not Lars. They said, I know. I said, then why didn't you say anything? And they said, oh, I don't know. Me and my head of metal guy voice, I don't know. And I'm like, because you're a pussy. Right. Well, I guess if you're backstage and with all the other rabid Metallica fans, and all of a sudden you look at somebody and say, "Hey, man, you're not Lars."
Yeah. I can understand if he doesn't say it right in front of the whole fucking crowd,
Yeah,
But
it's true.
If you go back on your show or talk to somebody outside of there, you should say something about it.
Well, you'd think so, right? And it's just there are like I've had people who have said, "I don't care." And I'm like, okay, well, if you don't care, then that's one thing, that's up to you. But there are people out there that are like, I mean, Metallica fans primarily are working class people. And so, they fucking like those tickets were like, I mean, like I said, now, like I'm saying to people, I'm telling you now about it because I don't want you spending $11,000 on a Sphere ticket.
Well, basically, if you're sitting there saying you don't care, you got to basically rethink your thought process because you spent thousands of dollars not only on a ticket, where a band that you claim is like the greatest fucking thing on the planet, but they're also deceiving you on who the actual founder member is on there. So it's like, what is your ticket really worth? What you think it is? Because what you did is you basically said, oh, well, this is just as cool as anything. But really, it's not. It's a piece of shit because the band basically was deceiving you the whole time. Yeah. So it's kind of like really kind of crappy. I'm like, yeah, you want to spend that money on a phony. That's your own opinion, but don't actually sit there and walk around thinking that it was like, this is an actually authentic Metallica band when they're deceiving your ass. So,
well, and the thing is that the promoters, obviously, I don't know if they know or not. I mean, they must know some rumor. I'm sure it was brought to their attention. And that's the interesting thing is that if this band is like, we can get into that in a second. We can smash them in the Connie Burton stuff in a minute. Okay, so this is our question: is how gay is Lars? Scale of 1 to 10, Rex. How gay?
25.
25, close. Yep, I like that number. So yeah, and like this is Lars's dream come true, is just like being shirtless in front of all of his favorite guys. And this one here, of course, Lars is on his knees. So we know what Lars has been up to. So again, scale of 1 to 10, how gay is Lars?
105.
Okay, 100. Okay, so there we go. We have super gay Lars and super gay Lars. And again, Lars, as I've said before, if you want to charge me with slander, come and get it, bitch, because I know that isn't you. First thing I'll do is ask for a DNA swab between you and your kids. So or those kids. Anyway, so that's our Metallica smash. We kept it simple in under 10 minutes. Okay, so the next thing we'll go to, we'll do the fundraisers, or do you want to do the birthdays?
Well, we could do the fundraisers at the end, but let's do the birthdays first.
Okay, birthdays. Well, the fundraiser, I want to add in another smash about Metallica, so we want to do that. Okay. So we'll wait for that 1 sec. Okay, so this week there have been some birthdays. One, of course, is Sir Brian May from Queen. This dude right here who has a PhD in astrophysics.
Right, and still a head of hair. Yes.
Yeah, and still a head of hair that is not a weave. So he's the real deal. And
some people.
Well, there's I can think of at least two. I mean, the thing with Gene Simmons is that like he really needs to like spend more money on a weave. Like his always looks like Brillo. It's kind of weird that he's okay with that, but it's not his hair. We all know it's not his hair. Anyway, so happy birthday. I believe his birthday is tomorrow or it was yesterday. Anyway, but happy birthday, Sir Brian May, because you're always cool. And what's your favorite Queen song?
My favorite Queen song? That's kind of, I'm not too sure, but I think it was Killer Queen, probably.
Oh, that's a fun one. Yeah, okay, so mine is Who Wants to Live Forever off of the Highlander soundtrack. I love that soundtrack. The guys are just like that. When I went to the theater to see that movie, and I was just blown away by every single part of it back in the 80s. So it was one of those great things. So I love him. He's amazing, and I'm glad that Queen kept going. I think that's what Freddie Mercury would have wanted. Okay, the next one is, of course,
Satch Boogie.
Okay, see, mine's Surfing with the Alien.
Yeah,
So,
mine's Satch Boogie because that was basically the one I used to play all the time.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's a hard song, Rex. That's cool. Yeah. Do you want to tell everybody about your little now, again, as we say, we share information here. We don't know whether or not it's true or not, but we share information as we get it. And Rexi has like a cool little piece of folklore about Joe Satriani and Metallica. Go ahead, Rex.
Yes. Well, basically, I've heard this. Like I said, it's a rumor. A lot of stuff is rumors, so I can't say it's true. But it's actually basically rumored that he actually was the one that played the solos for Metallica when Kirk came in back in the 80s. So I don't, like I said, I don't know if that's true. And there's also either that he played them or that he taught Kirk how to play them.
Okay, because everybody, a lot of people, you got to tell them, anybody who doesn't know, Joe Satriani was Kirk Hammett's guitar teacher.
Right. So pretty much, the thing is that's weird about that is like, well, Kirk already had his own band called Exodus. I mean, he couldn't figure it out for himself.
Oh, Gary Holt and Exodus. Yeah, I love Exodus.
Yeah. So, it's, like I said, it's a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's just something for thought, kind of like look into. Don't be surprised if you actually find out that's true. But I'm not surprised if it's false either. So, I mean, I know Kirk ain't the freaking greatest thing in the world, but I don't think Kirk was all that, incompetent either.
So. No, in the beginning, I don't know about now. I don't know. Well, I can't answer for him. He's sloppy now.
Well, he's just kind of washed up.
Yeah, he's
washed
up.
I
mean, relying on the wah pedal the way he does, just enough.
Well, it's a wash up. I mean, he plays that wah fucking shit all the time ever since the Black Album. That's all you hear. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with wah. It's just how you use your wah. He just depends on it to cover up a lot of bullshit. And same thing. The other thing is that with him, it's just, the whole cry about basically, I don't like sweep picking. Well, we all know you just don't know how to do it. That's pretty much what it is. Shut up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm not a guitar player, so I can't get into all the critiques, but I can tell you that I've watched him go as far as his guitar solos are concerned.
You got to remember, he basically started going down when they stopped being a thrash band. And it's pretty much when they stopped doing the Dave Mustaine crap. Yeah. Because he was pretty much more or less doing like a Dave Mustaine style, pretty much. When if he wasn't doing Dave Mustaine solos, he was doing more of a style. So they kind of like when he did his more of his own, which like the Black Album and beyond, that it was kind of like starting getting crappier and crappier. I mean, there could be so many different reasons why, but the thing is that, like I said, I hate to say he's just gotten lazy.
Yeah, well, it's possible. All right, so next one, third birthday is Geezer Butler, who turned 77 this week. Of course, Geezer Butler, who is a fucking legend and a friend to all animals. He's a big animal lover, and he's a big animal lover. And he was Ronnie James Dio's best friend. Yeah. And he is just like, people don't realize this, but he also is one of the main songwriters for Black Sabbath. He wrote most of the lyrics. Ozzy did not. Geezer Butler did. So do you have a favorite Black Sabbath song?
Oh, my favorite Black Sabbath song. There's like, it's really hard to say. It comes down to two, and it would either be Changes.
Okay.
Or the first one, Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath.
Ooh, those are very dark ones. See, I saw that original Black Sabbath song when I saw my very first concert with Ronnie James Dio. And I was like, what is this? I was like 13. I didn't get it. But it was like, woo, scary. But my favorite are all Dio stuff, Mob Rules. Both the Dio albums, I can't get enough of them. I guess there's three if you do Live Evil as well. And then I'm a big fan of the Ian Gillan era as well. Trashed is such a fucking great song. Zero the Hero, with some real heavy bass lines in there. And then when we get into the Ozzy Sabbath stuff, I go Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, 100%. Anything off of Black Sabbath 4 as well. So those are my favorites. But yeah, happy birthday, Geese. Okay, and and one last, but definitely not least, is today, and that's Darren Malakian from System of a Down. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Darren used to be Lars Ulrich's wife, Jessica Miller's boyfriend. And there was an interview done with her after they broke up, and when she was married to Lars, and she said she still had feelings for him. Now let's all digress and remember what she looked like right around then.
I don't see anything.
Well, just look at her eyes.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, you don't see anything. Yeah, right.
There you go.
Okay. You see it now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, it's like this picture is taken off of the runway of a Terry Mugler show. Okay, this is not just it looks like a mugshot, to be perfectly honest.
I just don't know what some guys see in some girls, really.
Well, she's a sewer rat, and she just turned into a sewer rat more and more. But she was such a cokehead, I don't know what Darren's never doubt that. But one time when I was going to see System of a Down and Lars was stalking me, Lars contacted me and said, "Tell Darren I said nice hair." And I was like, I couldn't figure out the fuck he was talking about, right? And I went, and Darren had a weave in his hair. So just Lars making fun of people not allowing themselves to be bald, which is why I know Lars would never do anything to hide his baldness. He didn't care. So, okay, so we're moving on. So yeah, so Darren, happy birthday. I think he's like 61, something like that. Anyways, but are you a System of a Down fan? Do you like them?
I'm not in love with them, but I like some of the stuff I've heard. I mean, I don't have anything that they've owned, but System kind of came around it was kind of like a surprise. It was like, okay, you heard a song, but you didn't know who they were. So somehow you didn't find out until later who they were. And I just never ended up collecting anything of it. So a big fan. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan, but I do like what I've heard from them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're great live. Like I've seen them 4 or 5 times live, and on the actual one tour, I saw them many times. I even saw them when they were on Ozfest twice.
The problem with System of the Down was basically when you didn't know. The problem is they had a conflicting other band name. There was another band called Down, if you remember. And
Down is like one of my favorite bands.
Right. There's Down and there's System of the Down.
Yeah.
So at first you were like confused. I'm like, is this the same band or are they just calling it Down? Because like a lot of times, let's say you say Judas Priest, but we just call them Priest just because that's how we talk. So when someone's saying Down, are you talking about, are you talking about System of the Down? Or is this a different band? So for a while there, that got a little confusing on what people were talking about. And then you had to figure out the distinguishing of like, okay, there is a band called Down, and then there's System of the Down. So kind of like basically it kind of confused and conflict. Unless you're, the funny thing is that when you're not in high school, your whole life isn't revolving around music as much as it is.
It's not?
No. It is not as much. I mean, you have other things that you preoccupy your life. So it's like, unless you don't have the same sources, your life is not in the same system. You don't have all the friends and the people you're around you used to have. So pretty much when you're older, it's like, wait a minute, there's 2 bands. Is this 2 bands? Is this the same band? So it takes a while for us to figure it out. Like, okay, to catch up on what's really happening. So for newer bands, because like basically after the 90s, it got a little bit sketchy for, because after the 90s, we're like now we were in our 30s after the 90s. So, so that's where it gets kind of weird, because that's already the beginning of the new millennium and different music was coming in and metal was like, where's metal gone or where is it going?
And streaming too, which led to mass consumption. So there was way more bands than what we were used to, because we're used to just having bands that were on rotation, right? Whereas now you could access so much more and differently.
Yeah, but then it takes a while for somebody like me, even a lot of people, basically just to catch up on the technology. Because we're still
Hmm.
into the old technology, and then this new technology is in, and it's like, okay, well, new technology costs money to figure out now I just to get what you're talking about, but basically how to navigate it. So,
Yeah.
basically with the new streaming, I didn't start streaming until a little bit later, kind of like about 20 years ago. But so when I started streaming, it was more, I mean, pretty much I did use the internet like through a phone or something like that, or it got onto the computer. But when it came to real streaming, when you're really doing a lot more heavy streaming, then that's when you start getting into it more. But
I never used Napster. I never used Napster. I used LimeWire.
well,
I
to
got
me,
some good stuff off that, man. Some real random shit, especially from Les Claypool. I got some crazy shit. It's where I found Duo de Twang.
see, I didn't even get into all that back Napster. I've only heard Napster because Lars cries about it.
Yeah.
And
And,
and
well, he
I'm
knows
like,
about
what the hell is
300,000 bands.
Napster? For me, I was new. I never even heard of it until they started crying about it. And I'm like, oh, it's some kind of internet system to where people got to download music that I haven't really been fully familiar with. So, it takes a little bit of while to get not only basically to get that brand new technology, but to also familiarize yourself with it too. So, it's just that a lot of times if you're at a certain age, you still have it's about money mostly.
Oh, that's what it is. I mean, streaming has taken that. Like a lot of these guys are I call them mailbox millionaires because they're getting their checks. There's royalty checks from people buying, their music or whatever, however it is that they're getting it dispersed to them. And when streaming came along, I mean, you can download a song a billion times and the artist is making nothing.
Yeah.
That's why everybody's into, you have to tour now, but then touring's too expensive. Da, 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 da. And yeah, it just comes down to, you really have to rely on your fans, especially with the smaller bands. I used to be very, very adamant about this when I was doing my journalism and say to everybody, don't be a dick, go to a show and buy a t-shirt. And,
Yeah.
that was really a big thing, I mean, because t-shirts there aren't $45. Like people, if they knew how much a band actually, like a big band like Metallica, they pay like $1 a shirt and then they turn around, charge 45 for it and up.
Because it's
You
all
know,
Chinese. It's all
yeah,
Chinese
oh yeah,
t-shirts. They're not American made. They're crap
nope.
shirts.
Bobby Ritchie, he has American made shirts. So Kid Rock has American made everything at his shows, beer, everything, and he makes sure that it's a reasonable price. Like he always keeps his tickets low, and for me, he's fun. I have a good time. Like I've had some real fucking weird situations at his shows, but he's a good time. Okay, so my friend Paul Everton's watching. Thanks for watching, Paul. We love you. Paul's like a musician too, so he's really cool. He lives in Niagara Falls. He's the host of the Truth Table. If anybody's interested in watching some things that'll wake you right the fuck up about Canada, check out Paul. Paul's working on something now called Raising Your Vibration. And again, Raising Your Vibration. Well, it's more of a spiritual show. But I mean, raising your vibrational frequency is what takes you to another level in your existence and your consciousness level. And he's just a really super smart guy, and he was the first person to allow me onto on a podcast, and he's the one who sort of broke my shyness.
Basically,
What?
basically what you're saying, it's a new age. Yes.
Yeah, new age stuff, definitely. He's really smart. Like he knows he can cash every check that he writes. And that's what I really appreciate about somebody who's using, sort of spirituality and talking about it. There's too many people out there that say they're enlightened that aren't. They're like there's always those fucking people who go around saying namaste all the time. And it's like, shut up. Do you even know what that means? No, you don't. So you there?
Yes.
Oh,
Namaste.
okay,
I used to say it too when I was in Reiki. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, namaste when you're doing Reiki is completely different. But namaste, like out on the street, saying it to a stranger, because it means my soul and the light inside my soul aligns with you. I wouldn't say that to somebody I know on the street, right? So
yeah. I always thought of namaste as the same thing as like amen. So it kind of closes out a prayer. It closes out everything. It's a thank you to the spirit. That.
Now, let me ask you a question, and this is way off topic from what we normally do. Amenadiel, which is supposed to be Lucifer's brother, and he was black. Do you believe that amen comes from a manadil?
No.
No. Okay. That's all I needed to know. Speaking of demons, we're going to go on to Dave Mustaine. I'm just kidding.
Our favorite
Hey,
little
so
devil, aren't
this
we?
is Rexi's picture of the week with his fringy jacket on in his darkest hour.
Yeah.
And that fringy jacket went a long way. So,
Yeah.
and
During the 80s.
the 26th.
I had a fringe jacket.
So did I.
I had two of them.
I had a blue one. I had a blue one with white stuff
I had
on
a black leather and I had a gray suede.
Oh my goodness. Well, mine was blue suede, but I wasn't allowed to wear black. Like my mother, when I wanted a leather jacket, she bought me a brown leather jacket. She refused to let me wear black. Oh, she said that gang members wore black. I was like, yeah, smoke another one, Margie. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so this is Dave. The other thing that happened this week is somebody interviewed Dave's jiu-jitsu master, and they were talking about his diet, and he based the jiu-jitsu master or sensei or whatever they call them basically said that he has to tell Dave to slow down on tour because he's burning too many calories, and Dave will eat like 5,000 calories a day. And obviously, I mean, Dave has never had a fat moment. Have you noticed that?
He actually, there is one point he did have a little bit of a gut. He did was a little bit gut, a little soft for a little bit. I think that
really?
was basic. Oh yeah, if you look at a lot of the pictures, there's some points where he did look a little soft. I mean, I would never call him fat, but
no.
He kind of, a little bit of a stomach, a little bit of punch. And I think that's basically when he was changed, when you basically stop doing the addiction and the drugs and the drink.
Oh yeah, it's called the recovery roll. It's called the recovery roll. We all get it.
Yeah, I mean, no one's ever talked about it, but I think it was because he was kind of recovering and his body just readjusting, and he may have been off of touring for a while, so he might slow down. But he's darn well with somebody like Dave, he never is going to stay that way or get heavier. He's just a naturally. He's just got naturally good genetics, and he's very naturally active. So. Yeah.
So this is a picture of Dave that was taken yesterday at Hellfest Open Air in France. I believe, Hellfest is in France. So again, just shredding it, killing it. The guy who went said it was like he had the best time, and we all know that Dave delivers every time. So there you go. There's our praise of Dave Mustaine this week. Yay, Dave! Go,
hail
Dave!
Mustaine.
All hail Mustaine. So he must love that. We're doing it for you, Dave, because we are tired of people fucking pissing on your parade. This is your turn to, you're retiring with class, and you're doing it slowly, and you're honoring each of the places, especially Argentina, places that have been very special to you, and you're honoring them. The group you have as your ensemble right now are super magic. Dirk is on fire, and J-Lo is just the best as far as, and Timu is I don't know a lot about him as far as outside of the Megadeth stuff, but he's great. I mean, just the energy that's coming off the band, it's just magic, and it's exactly where you want people when you're saying thank you so much for so many years of support to be. You don't, because I don't hear anybody saying, "Oh, Dave should pack it in." Stop nothing.
Yeah,
Everybody's
we kind of hate that Dave might be disappearing, but I don't think he's going to disappear. I think it's just a temporary change.
Well, personally. I think he's not going to tour as much because, touring's where the hard part is. But he's got all sorts of avenues going on. Like, a lot of people didn't know that Megadeth had a bunch of NFTs and things like that. Like, Dave's always entrepreneuring. Like, I mean, that's his wine company, his coffee company. He's got all sorts of things going on. And what a lot of people, and he doesn't talk about it, which is why I love him. Every Christmas, him and Pam, his wife, the ninja, will go and buy skids. Yeah. Skids of toys for kids for Christmas and not tell anybody. So he'll drop large coin on that at Christmas time. Oh yeah, no, he's a festive Santa guy.
Yeah.
So, big love for Dave. Okay, so this we're talking about. Yay, Dave. Okay, so we'll do my Jerry Cantrell ones last, I guess. Okay, so I think that's all. Wow, we went through the pictures fast. That's good. Okay, so now we're gonna go to basically there were a couple of GoFundMes that I talked about last week. We're going to talk about two more this week that came up and go back to the other two. So we'll start with the first two. And the first one, of course, is, let me just make sure I've got it here. Screen. There we go. Is is Jennifer Finch with L7. Anybody who's L7 was a band of the 90s. I got to go over to her thing here. Was a band of the 90s, and she's just a total trooper. She has been diagnosed with aggressive brain cancer. You can see here. She's got, she's had some serious surgery done. She's the bass player from L7. This is a maverick band for women. And what does it say? 392,000. So they're over what she wanted, which was 350,000. But we're looking at somebody who is going to have a lifetime of long-term care needed for them, as well as they're trying to preserve all of her art. The cool part about this, and I say keep going because I don't think 350,000 is enough to help somebody make sure that she's got everything that she needs for her entire lifetime. And that's sort of what we're banking on or trying to do for her. And so they're at 392, they're way ahead. Kind of cool to note is Garbage, Bikini Kill, Maynard J. Keenan from Tool, Perfect Circle, and Pussifer, as well as an anonymous donation of $44,000 was made. Now, a lot of people are saying the possibility that it might be Courtney Love that gave that money. And she's been endorsing this all week. This fundraiser, quite literally, was put out there on Monday or Tuesday, and within 48 hours, she met her goal. So that's very exciting. That just shows you that, a village can do it. Your tribe can do it. These are people who love her from the 90s. I was looking at L7 actually has a date. I doubt Jennifer's going to be there, but L7 has a date booked for Toronto in October. Mm-hmm. So, this keeps going. And as far as, this is a band that was very liberated back in the day. Here they are here. Jennifer's the one with the red hair. And, these girls were like fucking fist fighting and doing all the punk rocker stuff. It's just like, there she is. And for me, it's just like, they called them riot girls back then. And there was like Bikini Kill, L7, Hole, Veruca Salt, and to me, Veruca Salt, the lead singer of Veruca Salt, got her heart broken by Dave Grohl. So yeah.
Well, what?
Apparently, he was a real dick.
She wasn't missing anything anyway. I don't know. I don't think Dave Grohl's all that. I think she's cooler than Dave Grohl. I don't even know that much about Veruca Salt. I just know some of the songs. But yeah, that's too bad.
I
don't know. You're gone there. I can't hear you.
So, can't hear me?
You keep breaking up. Yeah, I barely could. Yeah.
Really? I'm not breaking up with you. I promise.
Oh, stop it. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me just.
It keeps going in and out.
Okay. Let me just see here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So just when you can't, just say, I can't fucking hear you. Okay. Let's add it. Okay. So that's the first one. So like I said, just because she's gone over the amount, that's great. It's one to celebrate, but long-term care, for somebody who's got brain cancer is way, they want to make sure that she's taking care of her home so that she doesn't have to go into hospice or anything like that. They want it all taken care of. And she deserves that for, what her life has been and stuff. She deserves that. So that's the first one. And the second one, which let me just see if I can add another scene here. See, where the hell did I do that? Okay, there it is. Add a scene. Okay, so this next one, that's not it. Oh, fuck. Technical. I know it's no good at these technical things.
You know where Veruca Salt the name came from, don't you?
Yeah, it's from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. Okay, so the next one we'll do is this one. This guy's name is and let me actually go to it. His name is, here he is. His name is, Manson Hayes and Haynes. And he's apparently was the bodyguard for Taylor Momsen and a bunch of other musicians over the years. And on July 4th, which would have been his 53rd birthday, he was killed in a traffic accident.
Aw.
So he's got a massive family. I'm assuming he's British because the fundraiser is in pounds. Again, this fundraiser was put up, and there's only been 159 donations, which is great. Pretty sizable ones. The top one is 3,711 pounds, which is that's like $7,000.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people that love this guy. I don't know who he is, but I know Taylor Momsen put it out there. And like I said, I'd like to do this every week. And as I say to all of you, skip a coffee, get yourself some good karma, throw it on one of these fundraisers. And, then you can say you did something good for somebody and not tell anybody. And it'll make you feel good. I promise. So, if you've got it, if you don't have it, the best thing to do is just share the link. And I'll make sure that all these links are in the profile when we're done at the end of the day. So there we are. Okay, so now we'll go back to the last two that we had last week, and that is we'll do Troy. We'll do the one with Troy first. Hold on, let me just see if I can get in here. Yeah. With hold on. Yeah. Wah wah wah. The fuck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so here's Here's the one that Troy Dixler started for Sean Glass for his son Maddox. And now this one's kind of stalled at 27%, and they're trying to get the money together. There's been Matt Heafy from Trivium. I'm pretty sure it's Trivium. Has donated $3,500. And as I made a suggestion, same with L7, I made a suggestion to them that these guys here should have a tribute show where every band that Sean has been in, members of the bands or people play the songs of those bands at a fundraiser for the kid, and they'll get this moving again. So again, it's only at 27%. So this is one that really needs some love. So if you can, if you've got it, then, if you skip a coffee and do something nice for somebody, unlike Metallica, who cannot help.
They're phony donations.
Yeah. So, well, a lot of people, this is what we'll talk about. So here's the last one. And the last one, of course, is Connie Burton. And Connie Burton's had hers up now for just about 2 weeks. And she's at 193 donations at 81%. But it's stalled. I think that she got one donation today or whatever, but that's it. It's really stalled at 81%. Now, we'll go through some of the discussions, and those discussions go around. Okay, first of all, I heard 1%. Why isn't Metallica giving her any money? Well, okay, first of all, Metallica, the money that they do donate is through All Within My Hands, and that money is raised and siphoned from the fans. It is not their money. They are donating it in their name. So that's, and people do it so they can be connected to the band. But the money, if you were to ask them to give money out of pocket, they are misers. They are cheap. They haven't paid me yet. They haven't paid me. And they've owed me this money for fucking over 20 years. So, and then the other one is that why, if Cliff's getting royalty checks, why isn't Connie getting any? And the fact is that Connie and her father had a falling out when he remarried, and the stepsister got the entire estate when Ray died. Some people still think Ray Burton's alive, and he died, I believe, in 2019.
You wanted to get out of Metallica that bad, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like, they're all dying to get out of it. You know what I mean?
And get out of a window.
Oh yeah. Well, I would. Fuck that. I would. The fact that they thought that I would want to come and work for them after all the fucking shitty shit they did to me. Oh yeah. It's like Metallica was always a springboard for me. Those were my first ideas. Those were my first babies. But I was never planning on staying there. I was planning on using them and their name to fucking get better jobs.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you want to attract a large crowd, attract the idiots. Yeah. Anyway,
well, Lars is just fucking. He stole my shit. He stole a lot of people's shit. Like if all of us got together, people that he stole the shit from and ripped off, and that the crew ripped off, saying that they were going to offer people tickets. I've had tons of fans hit me up about that, about crew members making promises with tickets and then not doing it. Yeah, it's just. The place has no credibility. I mean, their Metallica fan club president is a fucking she's an intellectual property thief. I sent her ideas via fax. I don't have copies of the faxes anymore since James' daughter stole my house. But the thing is that I had that for a long time, and it was a lanyard, and you can look anybody can do in the archives. I don't know if you can look at the merch and stuff, but in September of 2004, I came up with the idea in February, and in September they fucking put it out for sale. Not even thanked me, didn't get a ticket, nothing. So yeah, that's just what's that? What are you laughing at?
Your shirt.
Oh, my shirt. Oh yeah.
Does that say I see your problem and you're stupid?
Yeah.
You see, I remember when I see it, it's backwards. So I'm like,
oh yeah, for sure.
They're like, what the hell? It says like.
Yeah, no, well, I've got a couple of these from now that are just fucking hilarious. I just thought, like, if people have got to sit here and just look at me and your avatar, I got to give them a fucking laugh, right? So
I thought just my avatar would get somebody to laugh, but
yeah, we only look like that avatar. It's like,
oh yeah, I really look so much like the avatar.
Tell everybody you do.
I can't afford boobs like that.
Yet. As I said to Rexi this week, I said, Rexi, when you go in for a job interview, you tell them you're YouTube famous and an influencer, over 250 people.
Yeah, I'm huge. Only
yeah.
my boobs.
So that's it. Now I can show the Jerry pictures, and then we can just get on with it. Okay, so I got a picture of Jerry. This is my Jerry Cantrell pictures of the week. This is Jerry Cantrell with his grandmother. I don't even know what her name is, but I don't know.
Grandma Jerry?
Nana. We'll call her Nana. Who knows, right? Grand Nana. But he looks so cute in this. And this is about the time, I don't know if you know this, and I don't know if anybody else knows this, but Jerry used to be at his high school in Spokane, head of the musical theater department. And yeah, and he did Annie Gets Your Gun and stuff like that. But he says it was the best way to meet chicks.
Well, that figures, yeah.
Yeah, that's why he did it. He did well. Everything's about chicks, I guess. Right?
Yeah, that's all these guys do anything for.
They do it for chicks, right? Yeah. So there's Jerry and his grandma. Now that's just one chick who's number one. Now I'm not sure if that's Gloria's mom or whether that's Jerry Senior's mom, but anyway, I thought it was a cute picture. His brother David shares pictures all the time, and they're just great. I had one that I forgot on my phone. I'll get it for next week. And there's Jerry looking fucking adorable as usual in his little ponytail. But great. No, it's got some of the best hair in rock and roll as far as I'm concerned. And when people photograph it, it's like it's almost its own entity. So there you go. Yeah, share, Marianne, whatever you say. Anyway, I love Jerry Cantrell. If anybody doesn't know that, I love Jerry Cantrell. Jerry Cantrell, I love you. There you go. If you don't know, now you know. Okay.
No suspicion on that.
Zero.
No
I'm
suspicion.
so private about it. Okay, so the next thing that happened is I just got some Rush stuff. And so Rob Rivera from Nonpoint, this fella here, met Geddy Lee yesterday. So absolutely his favorite moment. So we had to put it up there for him. Geddy looks great. So I've been following his t-shirts, which is weird, I know, but I have no life, so it doesn't really matter. And so on his t-shirt here, it's this picture of it's nobody in a spacesuit with a backstage pass. So some space person is getting a backstage pass thanks to Geddy. We don't know who though. So, and here's the other one from this week, which was at I believe the first Chicago show, and it's Alex Lifeson dressed as a space cadet.
All right.
So there we go.
I wonder if he's trying to tell somebody something.
Well, who knows? Because the thing is that the last ones that were in Texas, he had one of Alex in a ballerina tutu, and one of Alex as a nurse.
I have so many questions.
I do too. I honestly, Gad, you should give us tickets to your show. They're in Chicago right now. Fly me in. Great. Get Rexi. We'll go. We'll talk. I need to talk to Alex Lifeson anyway. I've been trying to talk to him fucking for over a decade when I asked for
where are they in Chicago? Do you know?
Let's just see. I know they're. Let me just see. Okay, where is Rush in Chicago? Okay. They are playing at the near west side of Chicago in the Illinois Medical District. The main, no, this isn't it. This is Rush University Center. Where's Rush?
That's where they're at.
Yeah, well, but let's hope not.
They're all walking around in medical gear.
Yeah, no. Well, can you imagine poor? Yeah, well, maybe that's why it was in this the nurse's uniform. Okay, here in Chicago. Let's see what they're saying. Okay, Rush playing Chicago. Let's see if we get there. United Center.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the United Center. Yeah.
Okay. So they're at the United Center, so whatever that means. I was there. I thought I went to Allstate Arena. No.
Allstate Arena is the old Rosemont Horizon in Rosemont, Illinois. Yeah.
Okay, so I did go. Okay, I just remember there was 2 nights, and it was in August, and it was so hot that you couldn't even breathe in the space. Yeah. It was like, why am I paying all this money for tickets and I can't breathe?
I can tell you about our times in the 80s when I saw Dio, and it was at Rosemont Horizon. I think it was Sacred Heart Tour, and I was.
Oh, I saw that tour.
I don't do anything, I mean, the only thing I do at the shows back then was just smoke cigarettes, but everybody else did a lot of other shit, and you can smell it throughout the entire arena. I mean, the whole arena. And, a lot of times you're smelling pot most of the time, but somebody was doing opium. Ooh. And I was high as a kite after I got out of there.
Oh, I bet.
And I didn't even do anything but smoke cigarettes. But man, just inhaling the air. Because, if you're basically, because it was obviously in the wintertime when you got the indoor arenas and stuff like that. But man, I could tell you those days when you could smoke in the arena and all that, that was back in the 80s. But I guess we were supposed to talk about all the bands that we saw back in the 80s. But that was
like if you want to go there, if you want to go there, we can go there. I mean, we're done sort of the format for this week, and we love you, Elliot. We know you're going to watch this, so you've been giving us format ideas, so we thought we'd throw one out there today, and that is some of our favorite shows from the 80s. We know a lot of you guys weren't even born then. I don't know, who knows who were, our age bracket apparently is 35 to 50, so maybe you were born. But we thought we'd go through some shows because that was kind of the time, like for me, that was a really big time for music for me. Saw a lot of great bands.
It was a big time, period, for bands.
Yeah,
metal,
for music.
Metal area.
Yeah, exactly. So, both of us have very interesting first concerts. So my first concert was Ronnie Van Zant, who obviously was in Leonard Skinner, and Black Sabbath with Dio on the Mob Rules tour. Nice. And it was fucking amazing. We were at an outdoor stadium at CNE Stadium, which doesn't exist anymore, the CNE Grandstand. And it was really cool because they used to have like the limousines over, like it was a football field, right? And they'd have like the limousines parked over by the trailers, and then they'd get in the limousines and drive them over, so you knew when the show was going to start. It was just fucking epic. And during the show, of course, they opened with Mob Rules, and the whole place just exploded, and I was like, wow, I need a piece of this for the rest of my life. And then they did Children of the Sea later on, and it started to rain. So it was a real moving moment for a 13-year-old that had never seen live performance before. And just something, I knew right from then on that it was something I needed to be a part of. I could get down with the folks and I don't remember, like nobody was trying to get me wasted. I was 13. So, but we had a good time, and it just was something until you see live performance, like really get moved by it, you don't realize how powerful it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you want to speak of the first one, my first one was in 1984. I was about 15, and it was at an arena, and it was Bark at the Moon tour by Ozzy, and
nice.
Who was opening? Believe it or not, it was Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. Time.
Which I thought was a fucking great album. I still think it's a fucking great album.
Well, I only own 2, which is Too Fast for Love and Shout at the Devil. After that, I was pretty much
that's all I had too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after that, I was falling off, and I pretty much kind of grew out of Motley Crue. But I still think those two albums are really good.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool because it was like, it was my first one. It was just me and some friends from school I made in school. We said, okay, let's go. And a lot of us were like big into Crew, but but either way, it was a concert. It was a cool concert. Got to go to at least one of your first concerts. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see my guitar god Brandy Rose, who died a few years
No.
before that. But at least I got to see Jakey Lee, and Jakey Lee is fantastic. If you don't know Jakey
He
Lee, you
is.
should look up Jakey Lee up. He's a
Yeah.
wonderful
What's
guitar
up,
player.
Jakey Lee? Jakey Lee
Jakey
should not
Lee.
be broke. I mean, apparently
Jakey
Sharon Osbourne
Lee
paid him.
should be famous again.
Yeah. Well, apparently Sharon Osbourne paid him $250,000 at Back to the Beginning, which is money he was owed. You there, Rex, or did you fade out again? I think he faded out. All right, I'm on my own again. Rexi's phone keeps overheating every once in a while, so she has to go and come back and whatever. But anyways, Jakey Lee has, just like Bob Daisley and a bunch of other musicians that worked for Ozzy, have been owed a great deal of money for quite a bit of time, and they weren't being paid. Actually, they went as bad as to have Robert Trujillo. You're muted. How did you get muted? Hold on. Anyway, but Robert Trujillo actually re-recorded Bob Daisley's bass tracks on all the Ozzy albums, so Sharon didn't have to pay him, which sucks, and that's bullshit. And just the fact that Robert Trujillo, with all the money he's making, being a scab, that is so not cool as far as I'm concerned. There's so many, you just don't do something like that. You don't step on another musician's toes like that. It's not cool. Like, what's next? You're going to do Jason? You're going to do Justice for All? Because that's what sounds like where it's going. So there's that. And then, of course, Jake. Oh, see, she'll be back. But Jake, the same thing, he's not getting the credit that he deserved. He wasn't being paid as he was supposed to. He was owed a lot of money. So when Back to the Beginning came, and of course, everybody's got, I mean, who doesn't like it? Jakey Lee. I mean, he's a legend. And so what they did was they offered him $250,000. I believe, now this is what I was told by, oh, look, here she is. So you're back? Is she back? I don't know. Are you back? Are you back? I don't know if she's back. Anyways, we'll just keep playing this game as we go. But I was told that Jakey Lee was paid that. Now, was he or not? I hope so. As I've always said, I've got a firm belief that none of these people who have participated in the Ozzy Osbourne experience, or even the Dio experience, even, Vivian Campbell was never paid properly either. And these are guys that, like, some of these solos are things that are still in our memory bank 40 years later. Like, anything that Vivian Campbell played with Dio is like legendary. Same with Jakey Lee. I mean, these are albums that are with us for the rest of our lives. And the fact that oh, look, she's back in. And the fact that they're, not being compensated correctly, it's just unfair. I get it. They were hired guns. There was a certain amount that they were paying. But maybe it's me, but that's probably why I wouldn't be good in the entertainment industry. But to have compensating people for their work, telling them how much you appreciate them, and making sure they've got a piece of the pie, I believe in that. One of the people who does that is Ben Affleck and Matt Damon on their films, different films. Hey, Affleck, how you doing? And what they do now is they basically have a tiering system where every single person, right down to craft service, gets a percentage of the movie. So if the movie does well, so do you. And that's everybody. And so I like that kind of feeling. Are you there, Rex?
Yes, I am. I think what happened was my mother's trying to call, and I kind of just screwed everything
Your
up.
mom. Now, Rexi's mom is like 92?
90. She'll be 91 next month.
91. Nice. Oh, she's a Leo?
Yeah, oh, God, there's enough of those in my family.
Yeah. Well, that's good. But Aquarius and Leo, when they work well together, they work well together. When they don't, it's like me and James.
Oil and water. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's the 7-7 vibration pattern, if you know anything about astrology. But that's
a shit we talk about off air so people don't make fun of us.
Yeah.
All right. So after that, after your first show, what was did you have like a standout show, like what that came after that? Like me, right after that, I saw the first farewell tour for The Who.
Well, I can't remember exactly the next one. I would say probably it's either a Dio show or it was Perfect Strangers, Deep Purple.
Ooh, and that one I'm so fucking jealous of you for.
You should
I used to lie that I went to that show just because I needed to be cool. I used to lie about it. Oh, yeah.
I was basically front center right. So I was kind of like right in front of Richie Blackmore. Right there,
I would have died. I would have died.
Yeah, my ears were dying too.
Oh yeah, well, I was front row. I was front row for Black Sabbath in 2004 at Ozfest when Ozzy was playing with Black Sabbath again. They had Bill Ward in the band, like everybody was back, right? And I stood in front of Tony Iommi, and Tony Iommi, you'll remember this. I know you will. And I was like, I did nothing but watch him all night and smile, just watch him jam. And his guitar was definitely on 12. My ears are still ringing from the show, like, 22 years ago. And but the whole night he was throwing me picks. Like I had a hat, and I just took the hat off, and he was just chucking them in. And the guy beside me actually hit me, and he goes, "Hey man, you have to share those. That's not fair."
Yeah. Well, I remember when Richie Blackmore, what he did. I didn't get anything, but some guy was he was like, I guess, drank like half a bottle of beer, and he was drinking it on stage, and he gave somebody in the audience his other half. He just handed it right out to them. I'm like, oh, that person's got actually DNA of Richie Blackmore.
Yeah, I know. You got Richie Blackmore cooties now.
Yeah, well, that's something to say. I mean, you'll be a great guitar player, maybe.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Will be a great guitar player.
Yeah, that's a good thought. I never thought of
that. He doesn't get enough recognition, Richie. Richie deserves more recognition.
Yeah, he really does. And well, as I was saying, the joke was I saw Pepper. Speaking of Down, I saw Pepper Keenan. They had like a little sound check photo opportunity. It was like $100. I was like, fuck yeah, that's $25 a band member for per diem spending money, right? And so I went, and Pepper was playing Perfect Strangers, and I was like, fuck, you know. And so when I interviewed him, couple months later, I was like, hey man, I was at your thing, and I heard you playing Perfect Strangers. He's like, yeah man, Blackmore stole my riffs.
Yeah, like, okay. I think Beethoven wants them back from Blackmore.
Yeah. It's just so funny though, because it's just like, you know, these are the guitar heroes gods. These are the guitar gods. Like Uli John Roth. When I interviewed Uli John Roth, my first question was, what is it like being the god of guitar gods? Right? And he said to me,
Blackmore.
Yeah, well, he said to me, I don't look at it that way. I consider myself a conduit. I was like, fuck yeah, this guy is cool.
Yeah.
So whatever's flowing through him is coming from God. And he's just a messenger. And I'm just like, yeah, I love that.
True, though. Pretty much God created us, so basically everything that comes out of you is created originally from God. So
yep. Some of my bullshit I'm sure he won't take account for, but other than that.
No, we didn't create ourselves, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, that master of your own destiny, right? So that's the thing, free will. But no philosophy, only rock and roll. So for me, yeah, it went The Who, and then I saw Duran Duran on Seven and the Ragged Tiger tour.
Duran.
But that's when I told you
when
I went to the show.
Cool.
I was. I fucking dig them. I dig them, right? So I've dug them then. It was sort of like, back then it was like you had to pick a lane, right? You had to like be metal or be new wave. So I had like a new wave moment. I had a new wave moment. And yeah, oh no, I still love Duran Duran. I can get down to that Rio album anytime, man, anytime. But that show, and this is where my original brush with schmarminess is, my first moment with fame. I got down on the floor. We had Grays up in the Grays and at Maple Leaf Gardens, and I went down onto the floor. I was just a kid. I was just 14, 13, 14. And so I told the guy at the front, like he was like the usher for the very front. I started to pretend like I was crying. I was like, my sister's got my T-shirt money, and I need to get down on the floor and find her so that I can get a T-shirt. And this man felt sorry for me. And I got down on the floor, and then I didn't know what the fuck to do. Right? And the house lights went down, and two girls grabbed me and pulled me up on the chairs and said, stay here, or they're going to kick you out. And so we stayed there all night, and we caught a few things, and I shared them with the girls. And then when they actually were recording a video for the song, The Reflex. And if you watch The Reflex, then you can see me in the video. It's just for a fucking like a brief second. I would have to take a screenshot just to share with everybody. But I'm like wearing a gray fedora, and I look at it and I go, oh, that doesn't even look like me. But everybody's like, no, that's you. And I'm like, okay. So there you go.
So,
or it could be Lars. It could be Lars. We don't know.
I had a lot of interesting experience with bands, but there, I was very much of a club goer. I was like in small venues a lot and clubs, and you'd be surprised who I basically saw in a lot of clubs. Some bands you may have been kind of disappeared, and some bands who became rich and famous. And I think the most rememberable of going in the club was either Sabotage on the Hollow Mountain King tour, and or Overkill.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about those were two fantastic bands to see at the club, and it was so packed. And nothing like singing Bobby Blitz, because like here in the Chicagoland area, we're loud, and back then we were known for being loud.
Oh, he loved that.
A lot of these guys didn't, when they've talked about a lot of bands that actually say back then, it was like the loudest crowd is probably Chicago. We're so loud that bands have to actually turn everything up because they can't even hear themselves. And I'll never forget that we're in the club. Now, this club was packed to see Overkill. And he's like, holy shit, you guys are fucking loud.
Nice.
Like, yeah, we are. And we get louder too. Holy crap.
That's amazing. I wonder if you and Elliot ever went to a show, like at the same show.
I have no idea. I had a couple times I got to see Overkill. Overkill was there the last time that club was open. It was like the last month before they shut down that club and tore it down. So
I did an interview with Bobby. I did an interview with Bobby back like a decade ago when I was doing my journalism, and what a great guy. Like I knew nothing about the band really, like members of it, and he like basically walked me through it. We had a great conversation, and he was just a really super nice guy. Like couldn't say enough good things about him, because most of the time he's hilarious. Like he was talking about how like New Jersey people are like totally different and like, different breed. And so, it was like a lot of fun. Like that was the thing, was a lot of these musicians were really, the only one that I ever pissed off was Pepper Keenan. And I don't really care because that's the way he remembered me. But he knew who I was anyway.
Yeah,
but,
Overkill is so cool. The guitar players, when me and my friend got there, we got there early, and not everybody was packed in yet. And we saw the band members go into the back room. They actually let me and my friends sit in the back room backstage and talk to them while they were setting up. That's how great they were. And,
ooh, that is nice.
That's cool. and they have their bus sitting right outside in the back. So everybody's all lined up to get autographs from Bobby or Dee Dee. My friend ran out in the lot and saw Dee Dee and went and got his autograph. And they're just they're just fantastic. They're still like a slight underground heavy metal band, but that's what's great about them, because they seem to get better. I actually think they get better in time, even though I do like the original guitar player, Bobby Gustafson. He was classic, but that's such a great band. Everybody should go see them if you ever get a chance to see Overkill. They're fun as hell, and I'm sorry that you guys missed out on Sabotage.
I haven't seen Sabotage either. I wish I had, because I know a lot of people. Actually, Elliot was saying something about Sabotage too. There's a lot of people that love that band, and and they're on their final tour, aren't they? Are they?
Sabotage?
Yeah.
They're not
No,
even
no, maybe
around
not. Maybe
anymore.
this is their first North American headliner. I'll have to look it up. But I know
I
there's
didn't know
something.
they basically I didn't know John Oliva got it back together again.
Oh yeah,
Because
no, they're touring. They're
they
touring
are?
like that. Yeah, because I
Wow,
know
I didn't
that's
even hear about it.
okay. Then I'll do that next week. Everybody, we're going to talk about Sabotage.
Okay. Because
um,
his brother got killed, and then it was around for a short time, and then basically that kind of morphed into the what do you call it? That whole neoclassical thing.
yeah. Okay. So here,
Uh,
let me just check. What is Sabotage up to? Up to musically. Okay. Let's see. No, that's not it. Okay. Yeah. No, there's quoting me the heavy metal band. Okay. Uh, okay. Um, Sabotage. That's their name, right?
Sabotage.
Sabotage. Yeah. So here they are. Let me just see what they're doing. It doesn't say. I'll have to look for next week. I know something like that. Or Sabaton. No, I think it's Sabaton.
No, it's not the same band.
They're that one. The boys love that band.
Ooh.
So it's Sabaton. This
I'm
guy.
not
Hold
familiar with
on.
them.
This cat. No, I'll show you the cat. This guy. Let me just see, where did I put his picture? He's like they dress in military. Here he is. This guy. Right when you see him, you'll be like, "Oh, that band." This guy.
No.
Oh fuck! They go
I don't know.
bananas for this guy. They go bananas for this band.
I don't even
So,
know who they are. Yeah,
well,
that's
yeah, no,
new for me.
there's like a whole bunch of like European bands like Saxon and that just never got their kind of their tread in North America that are like outstanding bands. Like even King Diamond, not King Diamond, Diamond Head. You know,
Well,
another band.
I've seen Saxon. Like I
Right.
said, in the clubs, I saw Saxon.
Oh, one of my
yeah.
favorite band. I've interviewed Biff Byford and sang Crusader with him.
Yeah.
He told me not to give up my day job.
Mm-hmm.
I was
And
like,
I'm familiar with Diamond Head before I even knew Metallica. Because
Good.
I basically have all these books and everything of all old bands and how Metallica, not how Metallica, but how metal started. So I got a whole, like, library of like where metal came from and how it started. And Diamond Head was one of those first underground bands that came around. So,
Well, I saw Diamond Head with a singer that looked like Bruce Dickinson at Heavy TO in 2011, and then the next year no, that winter, when I went to the anniversary shows that they fucking fucked me over about, Diamond Head played one night and they had the original singer, and fuck, they're fire. They're so good. I mean, yeah, it's just like you see, and it's like, I mean, I remember when Diamond Head played at Heavy TO and they played Am I Evil, some kid goes, "Oh my god, they're playing Metallica." It's like,
No.
fucking, oh my god.
The thing is, I have to say though, Metallica did a really good version of "Am I Evil?" Though they did a great version of it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
no, they're big Metallica, especially even Dave Mustaine and Lars and all that. They were big into Diamond Head. So
Yeah. Well, Lars started everybody with them. Like that was his large collection. He had a lot of new wave of British heavy metal stuff that these guys hadn't heard, right? And that was sort of like why. Like I mean, he would follow Lemmy around too, right? Like he would go to like Deep Purple shows and Motorhead shows, and he would follow. Like Lemmy finally turned around to him and said, "What do you fucking want?" And that was when the Motorhead fan club started because Lars helped put it together. So yeah, it just he was always like when he lived in Europe.
He was always a pest, is what you're saying?
He's always looking to fucking suck somebody off. Sue me!
Oh my!
Yeah, sue me!
So,
my fucking lawyer's having a freak attack, going, "Shut up!"
Are you sure people can hear me because my my avatar's not pulsing when I'm talking?
Yeah, no, your avatar's not pulsing, but I can hear you.
Oh, okay, that's good. So, but yeah, those are some. I mean, a lot of my club things are kind of amazing. You haven't checked this out yet, but I've actually seen Michelangelo Badio. Before, basically, he used Badio, and there used to be just called Michelangelo. And if anybody remembers Lizzie Borden,
Oh,
You know,
yeah, of
I've
course.
seen
Yep.
Liz and Borden. So I've seen a lot of cool bands there. But if you're talking about arena bands, bands that got big in the arenas, of course, I did see Sabotage again. I saw them open up for Dio with Megadeth. So that's
Ooh.
another cool. Sorry, lose my voice there.
That's right.
Another cool. Remember, I think that was. I don't know if that was in the '80s or just beginning early '90s, but because I think that I can't remember for sure. It gets all blur after a while from the '80s to the '90s. You know what
I
I'm saying?
know. Well, it's just
Because you
like,
see so many bands, it's kind of like I can't even remember more because these bands stayed around for so long. So
yeah, yeah.
it's kind of like they just always are around. And with
But
Megadeth, I mean, I met Megadeth before I ever got to see them live.
that's right. Tell
So,
your Megadeth story. Tell how you met
oh
them.
god,
Such a funny story. Tell it.
you want to hear about the first time I met Megadeth? Well,
Mm-hmm.
I think I already said this story.
Did you? Well, that's
That
okay. It's
you
our fucking
know,
show. We can say as many times as we want.
well, basically, back in my high school years, I was never, even though I was a guitar player and I loved all the music and everything, and I had all these, idols and all. I was also kind of a person that didn't really want to meet my heroes because I knew they were going to probably be assholes. And but this is like in '86. Peace Cells already came out, and a few of my friends tried to convince me to go with them to go meet Dave and the band. And I'm like, I don't know. And basically back then they were just looking for a ride. I'm like,
Okay.
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 And it's like, all right, well, basically I'm going to refer to these guys as Mo, Larry, and Curly. I'm not going to give you the real names. So Mo, Larry, and Curly, I was able to get a ride, and which was okay because it was right across the mall that my sister was working at. So my mom got a chance to see my sister and drop me and my Mo, Larry, and Curly off. So,
Okay.
uh, you know, we'll go with my closest friend there, the most obnoxious one. We'll call her Mo.
Oh, okay.
And then Larry was this other girl that was hanging around with us, and then Curly was the one that was basically Mo's best friend. So we get in there, we're all waiting outside. It's hot as hell. It's like 1986, and it's like probably like June. We just graduated high school, and we're staying outside with our albums, and we finally get in there, and man, you first get in there, I first walked in there and the air was so thick, and it
Okay.
wasn't just the cigarette smoke, it was just so thick between cigarette smoke, humidity, and that negative energy that you
The
can just
testosterone.
feel. Holy shit. And it's coming from the band as well as the
Yeah.
fans. And I'm hearing somebody bitch at Dave Mustaine about Metallica. A bunch of fucking
Oh no!
shit.
Fuck.
And Dave is basically like wants to smack him across the head. And I would probably too. I'd like to smack that bitch across the head too. I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
giving him shit for? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Get out of here. And he was giving him shit about Metallica. Go fuck yourself. This is Megadeth. So we're
Yeah.
basically waiting in there, and my friend, Mo, and then her friend freaking Curly were like two Hetfield freaks. So,
Oh.
and me, I never really saw the big thing about Hetfield. I think he was a great singer, and all that. And I liked Metallica back then. It's just that I never was like totally gaga over Hetfield. And they're sitting there looking at the band, and you can see their shoes because it's kind of like a table, and you can see their legs underneath it. And they're all wearing, like high tops and all this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
well, they had a deal. Dave had a deal with a shoe company before any other deal. His first sponsorship deal was so that's why when you see Megadeth pictures, everybody else has duct tape on their shoes, Anthrax and Metallica, but you see Megadeth, they all have brand new shoes in every photo shoot.
So basically, Mo and Curly are sitting there going,
Yeah.
oh, look, you could see their shoes. Yeah, those. Look, you can see Dave's shoes. They're like, yeah, those are the shoes that follow in the footsteps of Hetfield. And I'm like, you're going to eat your words
What?
so bad for that. I'm like, you people are. I can't believe I'm hanging out with these freaking stooges.
Why are you here?
It's like, yeah, I'm like, give me a break. So anyway, we finally get up. The first two we end up running up to is first person you actually hit is Gar, and I go.
Ah,
Mhm. So
I believe that. I
basically,
believe that. I was just going to say, I believe that Dirk is like almost like Gar, like
oh,
he's
okay,
just all limbs like Gar.
yeah, Gar was okay. He was a good guy. Um, it was kind of like the line for Mia and the Stooges was like the person in front of me at the very head of the line was Larry, and then there was Mo, and then there was Curly, then me.
Yeah.
So when me and so Curly got up to Lars, and it was cool, and then she got up to frickin' Chris Poland, who was next to him. So that means I was up to Lars. I
You
mean, I
mean
was up to
Gar?
Gar.
I call him Lars.
I got up to Gar. Sorry, we've been talking
That's
too much about.
gay.
We talked too much about Lars today. I
I
got
know.
up to
Well, we tell you
Gar, so I go
something,
up
but
to Gar, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Gar?" And all of a sudden, Chris Poland, I guess they're all fucked up in the head. Looked over and looks over at Gar, and he goes, "Gar, take me flying." And I'm like,
oh,
the hell? And he looks like he was flipping out right in front of freaking Curly. Curly looks over and gives me a look, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to say about this shit. I'm like, these two are gonna end up not being in the next album. I know that. So,
predictions.
yeah, and I knew it too. And we finally get up there, and she kind of got mad at me. She's like, "So I'll get back to that later." So anyway, so we get up. I get up. Next thing you know, I'm up to Poland. I didn't even want to talk to him after that fucking shit. Just sign the damn thing, just fucking sign the album, all right? And he has like the biggest signature of them all.
Oh,
Like
does he?
he got the biggest ego signature. It's like covers up the entire album. That damn P.
Oh, whoa, yeah,
Like
okay.
that big C and P. It's like, oh, give me a break. So, then we get over up to freaking Dave Ellefson, and Dave is actually pretty nice. He was
He's
actually,
always nice.
he
He's
was like,
very good to the
actually,
fans.
the other two, the first two clowns are fucking like, good. You don't want to talk
Out of
to
their
them. They're all
minds.
fucking flying or something. One's flying because, someone said, what's up, goes up. And the other one, and Gar's just like sitting there like, oh, shit. Yeah, and so he was actually really close. Like, oh, well, this is nice. At least somebody basically is talking to you like a person, like he's like, coherent in some sense.
Right.
And I'm hearing some kind of bitching. I'm hearing Mo's voice, and Mo's right in front of Mustaine. And I'm like,
oh dear,
what's Mo doing? And Mo is like about almost 6 feet tall and big, very boisterous. Mo's very boisterous. Okay, so.
Yep.
And I'm like, I know something's going on up there. So I get up to Dave, and I have that energy from Dave, like, I just don't want to be fucked with today.
Oh no.
So I'm just like, I'm not going to give any crazy questions to Dave because I just went through hell since basically Gar and Chris dealing with, Curly and all that crap. And so I just said, hey, Dave, how are you? And he's like, he just nodded, all right, and he was just really pretty cool. But you could tell he was just not in a good mood. And he signed my album, like, we get outside. So when me and the Stooges finally get out of there, and we're all talking, and they're talking about, like, what the fuck was going on with Mo. And I'm like, I go up to Larry, what the hell's going on with Mo? I hear some shit going on. She's like, you wouldn't believe it. She called Dave Holmes. I go,
Holmes.
Dave Holmes? She's like, yeah, well, what happened was is that basically, well, then Mo had to explain. She's like, yeah, well, I kind of went up there, and I pulled up my album, I saw my album up, and he kind of just passed it on and didn't even sign it. So she goes up to him, and it's like, hey, Holmes, sign it. And
Oh.
he's like, and Dave didn't even realize anything. It was like he didn't even pay attention or even notice. It was like probably not even intentional. It was just probably cross between anger and being high on some coke shit, or who knows what the fuck was going on.
Oh yeah, who knows what the flavor of the day was?
Yeah, and and Ellison's right next to him. He goes, "Did you hear that, Dave? Did you hear that?" And he's like, "Hear what?" She called you Holmes.
Oh.
and he's like, who called me home? And I go, she did. And she's like, yeah, you didn't sign my album. He's like, oh, okay. He just signs and puts it on her. And this is what was going on. So Mo basically called Dave Holmes, and that was pretty much the event of the day.
So you guys were like how old? 16?
18.
Okay,
17 and 18.
So you got these grown-up girls in front of you acting like morons. Trying to act cool, but not acting cool.
Well, I was like a senior, and they were probably like juniors in high school. They were like probably a year younger than me, but it's 17, 18, it's like we just graduated high school. I just graduated high school. So, it was in 1986. So, but the funny other thing that came in is after I found out about the whole Holmes thing, this guy Randy came up and he was like, did you hear what happened? I go, what are you talking about? We just walked out the door. Dave just got up and left and called everybody a bunch of assholes.
Oh, no way.
And I'm like, there's still a line wrapped around the whole building.
Dave split. It was such a moody fucker back then. But probably enough people were asking Metallica questions. He was like,
well,
yeah.
Yeah, either that or Randy just made it up. But I can never really know for sure, So either
I guess that's a good question to ask Dave. Yeah, so here we go. Dave Mustaine, if you're watching, because we know you are, because you're all watching. Y'all haters, you're watching, right? No, Dave doesn't hate us. He thinks we're hilarious because we're actually fucking on his team. We're on Team Megadeth. But Dave, now, do you remember walking out? I wonder if he ever walked out of a bunch of autographs. He'll be like, which autograph session did I walk out of?
Now, he has a whole thing with freaking Garb Take Me Flying, and Larry turned around and looked at me. And I go to her, I go, what the fuck? All I did was say, I go, what the hell's with that Get My Flying thing, Larry? And she's like, weird. I don't know. And I'm like, all I did was go up to Gar and say, hey, what's up? And he's like, oh, so it was your fault. I'm like, you're blaming me for what Chris Holmes is doing? And I'm thinking they're never going to be back at the next freaking album. And you know what? Funny enough, the next album,
they were
they were not on it. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm scared. I'm
predicting things. Oh my God. Now, the other thing that's coming out for Dave is on September 26th, In My Darkest Hour, which is his second memoir, which goes through his battle with throat cancer. So I'm looking forward to reading that.
Me too, because
I had nothing to do with that one.
I've got it on reserve on Amazon. I have to
do you?
Wait for it. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to come in. Yeah.
Great. See, well, I mean, it'll be a good one. Dave's a good writer. Dave's a good storyteller, and this is a really important time in his life. And I'm just glad he's here. I mean, you're seeing all these people getting sick and stuff, and I'm just glad he's here. I'm just glad I'm here to experience this. Same with the Rush stuff. I'm glad it's happening. We need some optimism. There's so much shitty stuff happening right now that it's some optimism, even if it's just music, just to escape for a few hours, it needs to be there.
Yeah, I'd rather be talking about this than politics or anything right now, because politics are just so much into everything.
No, we can't talk about politics. Yeah. I promised my lawyer that I would not talk about politics on this show because I do not want a target on my back.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we're just kind of sick of it being installed in every aspect of our world.
Absolutely.
So it's like, why do we want to talk about it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I mean, the thing is that, a lot of musicians are saying, like, Jack White just did a show in Toronto, and he had everybody put their phones away in little lock boxes. So nobody had a phone. And people were like, yeah, I did my first no phone experience. I'm like, I'm like, see, it's better, isn't it? It's better when you don't have a phone. It's better when you don't look at your phone the whole time. Right? You get lost in the performance. You enjoy the show, and people are, because like everybody's got I don't know why, but everybody thinks they've got to film, a moment of it. And it's like, you don't need to do that. The best thing you can do, the biggest compliment you can give a musician is to keep your phone in your pocket.
Did you ever see that one clip where basically Rob Halford kicked somebody's phone out of his hand in the show?
Oh, really? No. I saw the one with Josh Home that he got sued for, or he was going to get sued for, where this photographer, this fucking photographer,
Yeah, it
okay,
was a photographer.
bitch that she was, yeah, she was in an area where it even said, like right underneath her where she was, it said no filming. And there she was with her phone taking a picture of Josh Holmes as he was performing, and he just kicked it out of her hand and it hit her in the face. People were like, oh, Josh Holmes beats women up. And I said, no, he doesn't. I said, she's in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she's in the den of crocodiles. You want to start fucking around, you're going to find out. You know, it's the graph. You know, you fuck around, then find out goes like this. So, but that's the way I think, at least. Is like, you know, I mean, there's enough signs that say, and you know, as a photographer, where your parameters are and where you're not supposed to be. So if something happens in an area where you're not supposed to be, that it's your fault, not his. And people are like, oh, well, he came on the news and apologized, everything. I'm like, of course he did. He didn't want to get sued.
Yeah.
Right? Like, apparently they paid her off too, but it's just like, you know, and they're like, oh, well, he fucking, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no. You guys, like, everybody's just become so pussified, and the expectations are on the performer, not on the people who aren't obeying the rules. I mean, they're pretty loose rules, right? Like, there's the usually with cameras for shows, it's a 4-song rule, 3-song rule, and then you're gone, and the rest of the show is taken. Like, there isn't somebody standing there snapping pictures of them the whole time. They get enough problems with the phones. You know, they don't need somebody snapping pictures of them all the time. So for somebody to just sneak in there and film them, you know, Josh gave her the fucking boot. I'm not mad at Frank. I'm not mad at Frank and Ginger. Yeah, the boot. What's it all the boot? But yeah, no, I'm not going to give Frank and Ginger. I'm giving Frank and Ginger the benefit of the doubt on that one. I do, definitely. Yeah, no, I do. I just, the thing I've seen Bruce Dickinson freak out on fans multiple times, like for smoking weed. There was one guy backstage that lit a cigarette during Hallowed Be Thy Name. He stopped the actual song and started freaking on the guy, telling me there was pyrotechnics back there. Like, it was hilarious. That same show, which was the Brave New World tour, he stopped the show and like demanded that fans stop yelling like requests of songs. He goes, this is not the Greatest Hits tour. This is the Brave New World tour. So I've seen, you know, temper tantrums nonstop. And that's cool. That's fine. I don't know where Bruce Dickinson's like saying, you can't smoke weed, you know, don't smoke weed if it gets in my lungs. And it's like, if it got in your lung, maybe you chill out a bit, you know, but he's just too smart for his own good. So I guess we can end it here. We're at an hour and a half already. My God.
Wow.
I know, it's just crazy. We just fly through this stuff. So anybody who's still watching, thanks. We appreciate you. We can't believe you watched this shit.
I hope you enjoyed my wonderful Dave Mustaine meeting.
Yes.
With Mo, Larry, and Curly that day.
Yep. No, but that's the thing. These brushes with schmarminess are good stories. They're always good stories. I got a funny one about Down I'll tell next week. There's where I was chasing them around in 2015. I chased them around a couple of shows, and yeah, I had some fucking crazy. Pat Brunders ended up giving me like a quarter of weed when he was getting like, he pulled down the bus. He came off the bus and he's like, here, we can't take this across the border. So they give me a quarter of weed. I'm like, yeah. Just so you know. But, you know, that's 2015. Well, Down, that's sort of what Down's about, is about smoking weed. Like, it's like that doom metal, very heavy, and definitely for dope smokers. So, stoner metal. Anyway, that's what they call it. But I don't know. They're coming in August. I wish I could go, but it's just like the commuting and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. It's such a drag. I wish I could, because this is the first time they played since the last time I saw them. So it's, you know, there's been that gap because of the Philip Anselmo White Winegate, where, you know, people were calling him racist and stuff. We've been through this before, but yeah, this is the first time that Down's coming on tour, and yeah, I'd love to see them. So yeah, if you guys are out there and you want to, like, Pepper, if you're out there and stuff, you want to, like, invite me to a show, invite me. You know, you got my number. It's marianneis5150@gmail.com, and Rexi will go too.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go to anything, man.
Sure.
As long as if you guys like help us split the bill, yeah, we'll go to anything. We'll go to the opening of a fucking envelope, man. So all right, so that's it for this week. We just came on to say hi and stir some shit up and look at some pictures, and we did that. And so anybody who's still watching, thank you. Anybody who's not watching, you're not missing a thing. So
Yes, you are.
all right. Yeah. All right, Rex. Thank you, as usual, for not overheating this time.
Hey,
Any
well,
last
I think
words?
I got the trick. Now the next trick is letting mom know not to freaking call me because I just
There's always somebody to call. If it's not her, it's Shawnee, right? So it's always somebody going to call us. Like it's
yeah.
just, it makes sure that it confirms that we're totally unprofessional,
Well,
right?
what do you want? We're just two girls wanting to just bitch
That's
about
right.
music
We're
and
two
bands.
owls. We're two owls. We're old white ladies talking shit about rock and roll, and you're here for it, and we appreciate you, whoever you are. And yeah, like again, you can follow me on YouTube if you want. Follow us on YouTube. I'm on Rumble as well. I'm thinking about putting a Twitch one together too. The more subscribers we get, then we can start doing commercials, and we can actually make a little bit of money, which would be nice because both of us aren't working. But we're at least killing our time doing this, and we're being jovial. And we hope everybody is having fun watching this, and as much fun as we're having doing it, because we're on our 12th episode. I cannot believe it.
My God.
So next
Are we
week's
on X too?
Yeah, we're on X. We're on. I load up onto Facebook because right now Facebook. I said a comment. Okay, I was on the Rush page and they were showing like the show, and I said, this is one of those Rush shows where you should drop acid, something along that line. And they fucking Facebook went like almost exploded. It was like you're encouraging drug use and all, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, because you
so
said you should drop acid on it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm till July 30th, I'm not allowed to post live video on Facebook because I'm a bad influence. What can I say? But it's true. If you like acid and you want to see Rush, this is the show.
Yeah.
The only difference is that the show that I saw, Rush, when I was on acid, they had lasers, and lasers are life changing. Laser Zeppelin, Laser Floyd at the Planetarium in Toronto was life changing. So this is my teenage years.
Something like that. I've always wanted to see those laser shows. I never got to.
Oh, they're so good.
I would have loved to have seen them though.
Oh, they were so good.
We've had Pink Floyd. We've had Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and all that.
Right? I saw the Laser Zeppelin one first, and I was like, wow. Like they had because they were at the planetarium, you had the reclining seats. I mean, it was just insane. The only thing was that we were 15, right? So we're really high, and on the ticket it says people who are intoxicated will not be allowed in. I'm like, okay, lady, we gotta act normal here, We gotta act
15. Like you're
15. Like what the? Yeah, I mean, I think I'm kind of lucky because I beat the curve. People can't tell when you're loaded. I think that people just saw me loaded so much that they didn't know the difference, and they probably thought I was loaded when I wasn't. That's probably more like it. What are you gonna do? Hey, Dimebag Daryl did lots of acid too, so I'm in a good group. I'm okay with that. So did the.
You're just legally insane. That's all.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Who's legally insane? Duh. I mean, of course I am. Well, of course I am. I mean, but the thing is that it's my motto has always been stay insane, no drain on the brain.
Sure.
Anyway, and on that note, we'll let you guys go. Stop taking you hostage. We appreciate you, and I appreciate Rexi as usual. And we'll see you next weekend. We're not sure when. It's always a surprise. Again, enjoy your evening.
It's a surprise for Rexi too. Trust me.
It is. We just don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. But we show up. At least we're showing up, right?
Sure thing.
I'm
kind of like the one who annoys her half the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're showing up, and I think that's half the battle, right? So, all right, everybody, be good to each other. Remember the GoFundMes. I'll put them up, each link on YouTube as well as my X and my Facebook pages. So if you, I don't think Facebook allows it, but anyway, fuck Facebook, Nazis. But if you've got $5, $10, whatever, there's so many good things to put a little good karma in your jar. And these GoFundMes, these people are worth it. And every single one of them, this is an honest ask. These are people, would be reaching out to strangers for money if they didn't need it. So always remember that. And remember that, skipping a coffee to do something nice for someone else, it's good. It's really good karma. So, and until next week, or unless I get an update, because you never know, I might have another saucy little update. You never know. You never know. You never know what these fucking guys are going to pull down the tube. I mean, this week, the fake Lars, it was like they didn't do any interviews the entire last leg of this tour. They didn't do any because they knew that they would get asked about fake Lars. Now, the fake Lars is the one who did the interview about the spear. They called him and he did an audio interview and he said, we're very intimidated. And I said, yeah, you're intimidated because at $11,000 a fucking ticket, somebody's going to call you on your fucking identity. Mm-hmm. I hope they do. I hope that the fans that have spent all this money stick up to these people and say, hey, you know what? We want to know what happened to your fucking face. People ask me all the time what happened to my face. Nothing. I got old.
Time went by. Yeah,
time went by. I sleep on my face. I don't sleep on my back.
You guys think people are going to be perfect and young forever? You're out of your mind. You know? and I think you think guys are going to look good forever. No, you don't. Don't
not everybody's Brad Pitt. Not everybody's Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt looks great.
Hollywood does not count. That's all bullshit. Okay. Filters, makeup, all that crap. You know, you can't even tell you that's bullshit. It's not that common. People look really good still after a certain age, and that includes men. So
yeah,
pretty much.
Well, my friend said men age like wine, women age like milk.
Yeah. Raquel Welch actually said it's the opposite.
Yeah, look at her. She's amazing. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of beautiful women in Hollywood, that's for sure. And they're aging well and stuff like that. I think I look not too bad for everything, all the stress I've been through in the last 7 years, 8 years, since 2018.
Raquel Welch actually did say it with the whole thing about, men aging, look better older than women. And she's like, no, that's not true.
Oh, go girl.
Oh, no, she said it's not true at all. She's actually said that basically men look just as shitty as anything, if maybe not as good looking as women when they get older. And I believe that. I mean, really.
Except Jerry Cantrell. Jerry Cantrell looks really way hotter now.
Genetically on the woman. What you see on TV is basically all makeup, all construction, plastic surgery and all that crap. And even with the guys. And on top of that, it's been a whole kind of that whole thing where men basically kind of walk around saying that, men, it's all basically making guys feel good, historically. It has to be the man looks good forever and the woman has to be can't be on 30, and then they try to age women out and it was always demeaning towards women. I don't want to say something like the patriarchy, but it's like the patriarchy of Hollywood. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're getting into politics. We can't get into politics. We promised Elliot we wouldn't go to politics.
But it's pretty.
Oh, now you cut out again. All right, well, we'll sign off here. But like I said, Jerry Cantrell, you look hotter now than ever before. Way hotter. You're fucking healthy. Your hair looks beautiful. This is perfect for me. Anyways, everybody have a great weekend. We love you. Rexi loves you so much she overheated. So anyway, we love you. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. Be good to each other. And we'll see you next weekend. We're not sure when. Get ready to be surprised. Take care. Bye.